Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Costas. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and a quick confession. I'm not going to be able to ad-lib this. I'm a last-minute addition, and I hold in my hand a script that is only roughly as long as War and Peace. So I'm going to have to read it off my phone, whether you like it or not. So if I seem to be looking away from you, I'm not intentionally offending you. I mean, I can offend people on my own if I really try. But in this case, it's the best we can do. So on behalf of the chairman of the board, Steve Garvey, founder and chief advocacy officer, Ed Randall, the board of directors, and the spirit of the late Burl Ives, welcome to the second annual Fans for the Cure holiday party. First, some housekeeping. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Fans for the Cure, a 501c3 organization in marginally good standing, and any rebroadcast, retransmission of pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event without the express written permission of Big Lug, the official mascot of the Lansing Lugnuts, is strictly prohibited. First, a bit of history. I'm told that from 2003 until last year, this event was called the Holiday Spectacular. That was when the host, the brilliant Mike Emmerich, exercised his usual sound judgment and insisted that the NHL might rescind his Hall of Fame status had he used the word spectacular in describing last year's guest list. Lawyers got involved, papers were signed, and now it's simply the holiday party. Okay, about the charity. In a year when in-person events like health fairs and screenings were once again difficult to plan and carry out, Fans for the Cure's online programs provided value for men and their families on journeys with prostate cancer. Almost 200 men have registered for the online men's support groups, and the women's group, with moderator Karen Schaefer, continues to prosper, offering a safe community of support and encouragement to partners and caregivers. And if that's not enough, the charity's Stay in the Game podcast, hosted by Ed Randall, was improbably ranked number one among, and I quote, the 15 prostate cancer podcasts you must listen to in 2021. I feel like a slacker. I only listened to 11 of the 15 prostate cancer podcasts. In any event, that was in the AP's end of the season podcast poll. And I'm not the only one who's surprised by that result, because even Ed Randall himself has reportedly called for a recount. It looks like I'm getting the wrap it up sign, thankfully, from Martin Scorsese, who stepped in at the last minute to direct tonight's fiasco. So here goes. Our first guest tonight has given concerts at the Hollywood Bowl, Carnegie Hall, the Kennedy Center, and Jay's on West 96th Street and Broadway, which is now a Sleepy's. He was a guest on the Joe Franklin Show when a grill collapsed during a cooking segment and set fire to the set. For the baseball fans among you, he sung the national anthem flawlessly at both Busch Stadium in St. Louis and Fenway Park in Boston. Leveraging last year's appearance with us, he won a 2021 Grammy Award for American Standard, a record he produced with the great James Taylor. To take us into the holidays, the pride of Saddle River, New Jersey, John Pizzarelli.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring-ting-tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the snow. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy cozy are we. We've snuggled close together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. There's a birthday party at the home of Farmer Gray. It'll be the perfect ending of a perfect day. We'll be singing the songs we love to sing without a single stop. At the fireplace we will watch the chestnuts pop. Pop, 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 there's a happy feeling nothing in this world can buy when they pass around the coffee and the pumpkin pie. It'll nearly be like a picture print by Currier and Ives. Oh, these wonderful things are the things we remember all through our lives. These wonderful things are the things we remember all through our lives. Just hear those sleigh bells ringing, jing, jing, jingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a lovely weather for a lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. James McKiernan, and I'm the urologist in chief here at New York Presbyterian Hospital and the chair of urology at Columbia University Irving Medical Center. And first of all, I want to give a shout out to everyone at the organization and wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, Happy everything. We've been through a lot in 2021, and we certainly need to celebrate and get ready for next year. This year, Ed Randall and Fans for the Cure launched a great podcast series. I was honored to be the first guest on that podcast series. And shockingly, somehow, despite me being the first guest, apparently it went on to be the #1 podcast for prostate cancer support groups in the United States. So congratulations to Fans for the Cure. Congratulations to Ed for doing that. But he must have booked some seriously good guests after he had me, maybe some sports stars or something, because I didn't carry the rating, that's for sure. We want to make sure that everyone here realizes that in 2022, New York Presbyterian, Columbia University, and our department is going to stand by the organization and help out in any way we can for the mission of Fans for the Cure, which is to bring out prostate cancer awareness to the community, bring out PSA screening, get everybody to know their risk, and hopefully get back to live events like our annual Yankee Stadium screening event, which we've done for 8 years now with Ed, although the last 2 years in virtual partnership. We hope that in 2022, we'll be back live at the stadium. Most importantly, in 2022, we hope that everyone realizes that despite the pandemic possibly heating up a little bit, you should get your booster and you should get your PSA and prostate risk assessed. There's been a lot of people deferring screening and deferring routine medical care because of this public health emergency. And we do believe now that it's safe to get back to the doctor and get all your routine tests, including prostate risk assessment. So once again, thank you. Thanks for all your partnership with Fans for the Cure. We're here to support you forever. You know that. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and stay safe, everybody.
It is an honor to appear here tonight on behalf of Ed Randall, who I love, and even more for Fans for the Cure. Such an important organization. And what an honor. I've been honored to play on Broadway, play Carnegie Hall. I've played the Hollywood Bowl, Lincoln Center. And although this honor comes nowhere close to those honors that I had, this is indeed an honor. And I'm grateful to be here, and I'm really grateful to talk about prostate cancer. It is a serious subject. It is one that I have been trained about, not just by Ed, but by all my doctors, been tested, and it is such an easy thing. It's a blood test. It's a PSA screening. You just go to your doctor. If he starts pulling out a rubber glove and Vaseline, you're being
bamboozled.
So don't go there. That's still a test, but not for the prostate cancer. The prostate cancer is the important thing. And because it's so easy to test and so easy to prevent, go and do it. That's why we're here tonight. Okay, just ask your doctor, go online. If you can't do either of that, Ed will give you a doctor. Just give him a call. He's just sitting at home with his thumb up his ass. He's waiting for anybody to call. So please, just go out and do it. These are tough times and you're scared to go to the doctor, but you should be even more scared about the advent of prostate cancer, and with such an easy thing to prevent. Please go do it. And the day will come when we're all sitting together with a beer and we're laughing, and there'll be no mute button, and you won't freeze. And well, I don't know how some of you drink, so maybe you would freeze, but still we'll get together and this will all be over. So let's just stay alive because of COVID, and let's stay alive because of prostate cancer, and let's prevent it. It's so easy. I'm begging of you. But that's why we're here. Thank you very much. I'm Richard Kind, and see you soon, I hope.
Hey everybody, it's JJ French from Twisted Sister. It's holiday time. It's Christmas, it's Kwanzaa, it's Hanukkah. What better time to talk about prostate cancer? Well, I mean, it is holiday time, so maybe just a couple of seconds of music and then we'll talk about it for a second. Listen, when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer 3.5 years ago, I really debated whether I was going to talk about it or not. Being a celebrity, wanting to I was concerned about perceptions. And after a year or so, I just said, hell with it. I'd rather educate than hibernate, which is really important. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this. I'm going to give you a snapshot of my history. And in my history, you're going to understand and possibly see your own situation. My father died of prostate cancer in 1984. It's 36 years ago. And it dawned on me, maybe I should pay attention to this, and maybe it could happen to me. I had a brother who's 10 years older than me. We kind of figured my dad died of undiagnosed prostate cancer. It got into his bones. It destroyed his body. When they did the autopsy, I understand that his rib cage just crumbled in the doctor's hands, which is horrible because this really got into his bones. So we figured he probably got it when he was around 65, 66, 67 when undiagnosed. So my brother and I became very well aware of this. And almost like a clock, my brother was diagnosed at the age of 66. I was 56 at the time, and he had it. And, he had radiation. We started to watch our PSAs incrementally rise. So what this is all about is you being an advocate, you paying attention, not putting your head in the sand and confronting your medical issues by talking to your doctor, just generally getting checkups and staying on top of your general health and paying attention to PSA. Even though PSA is not necessarily regarded in the United States, it's an important bellwether. The movement of the PSA is what matters. So I had a long lead time to educate myself. I had years, and nobody wants to hear they have prostate cancer. But when you're living with the potential of prostate cancer, you're dealing with the mental stress of it, and you're preparing yourself. So I read everything I could read. I read papers, books, analysis, started speaking to friends of mine who had prostate cancer, started to learn what their choices were, why they made the options and decisions that they made. I had a long time to think about it. So when I was finally diagnosed 3.5 years ago, my urologist was already the guy who was going to do my procedure. I knew what I was going to do. I knew the hospital I was going to do it in. I didn't want to hear that I had prostate cancer, but I was fully prepared for it. It was not a shock. Hearing the words cancer is a shock. There's just no way around it. It is. Nobody wants to hear it, whether you're educated about it or not. But being educated is really important because it's less scary when you do that. I can only urge you to keep this in mind, to support groups, go online like Fans for the Cure. Talk to other people about this. Don't keep this to yourself. Men don't like talking about this stuff. Women talk about breast cancer. Men don't talk about prostate cancer. Even the friends I have who have prostate cancer are reluctant to talk to me, even though I've had prostate cancer. And I try to get from them information on what happened to them and what they do to follow up their procedures. It's an easily curable disease if caught really, really early. And I mean catching it really early. You can't let it go. And you have to see your doctor and you have to stay on top of it. There's just no other way I can emphasize to you that you really need to do it, because it's so important that you are your own advocate and that you educate yourself about this disease. Educate yourself, become your own advocate, speak to family members, speak to friends, read, learn, and just know that when it comes to prostate cancer, I'm not going to take it No, I ain't gonna take it. I ain't gonna take prostate cancer anymore. Have a great holiday, everybody. Stay safe, be well, and see you in 2022.
It's indeed a pleasure to welcome a special guest from the East. Welcome once again, Osage. Now, I hold in my hand these envelopes, and as a child of 4 can plainly see, they have been hermetically sealed and stored in a number 2 mayonnaise jars on Funkin' Wagnall's porch since noon today. No one knows the contents of these envelopes, but you, in your divine and mystical way, will ascertain the answers, having never before seen the questions.
Okay, Karnak need complete quiet, which I'm sure he'll get. Let's do our first one. Misnomer.
Misnomer.
What does Mia Hamm do when her husband is out of town? All right, try the second one. 6 to 4 to 3.
6 to 4 to 3.
Explain how Ed Randall got 340 on his SATs. May you wake up under an irregular camel. Let's try another one. Karnak need complete quiet and getting it. Halfback.
Halfback.
What do you expect when you lend Richard Kind $20? Karnak, start again. Conjunctivitis.com.
Conjunctivitis.com.
Name a site for sore eyes. Karnak hold in his hand the final envelope.
Not a moment too soon.
Never Neverland.
Never Neverland.
What did the players yell at the pilot on a plane bound for Buffalo?
To introduce our special guest, I turn to a recognized world leader in the study and practice of urology. He is nothing less than a pioneer in developing cutting-edge treatments for bladder, kidney, testicular, and prostate cancer. He is currently the head of prostate medical oncology and professor of medicine and urology at the Yale University Cancer Center, a graduate of Columbia College, and December's guest on our #1 ranked Stay in the Game podcast. Here is Dr. Dan Petrolak.
Thank you, Ed. It's my pleasure to introduce a newly elected member of the Baseball Hall of Fame class of 2022. But how does a player make the Hall of Fame with a career batting average of 185, with 16 home runs and 367 strikeouts? Fortunately, he was a pitcher, and over his 25-year career that began in the 1950s and ended in the 1980s, he won a total of 283 games, including 3 20-win seasons and a 25-13 season for the Twins in 1966. He appeared in 898 games and 3 seasons where he started 40 or more games. He is tied for second with the great Brooks Robinson for the most Gold Gloves with 16, ranking only behind Greg Maddox's record of 18. As a baseball announcer, his low-key style and keen knowledge of the game made him one of the best ever in his profession. As a human being and friend, it doesn't get any better than him. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Cobb. Jim, how does it feel to get the phone call, and can you describe the scene when the phone rang on December 5th?
Well, it was the most tense day I've had in a long time, Dr. D. You hope you get the phone call. They don't call you if there's bad news, and there's that 30-minute window where they do call. And when I saw the number and I answered the phone and I heard the words, "This is Jane Clark from the National Hall of Fame," why, your whole life changes. I mean, you can't imagine the flood of emotions after waiting all these years. So it's been quite an exciting couple weeks already.
How does it feel entering the Hall of Fame with your old friend and teammate, Tony Lever?
That's really special because Tony and I are the same age. I had a couple years in by the time he was a rookie, but I saw him develop as a Hall of Fame player. And more importantly, Tony's been a great friend. He's a great person. He has a great family. He's one of the best ambassadors for Twins baseball. So that makes it even more special going in with Tony.
And it's also special too going in with Gil Hodges as well, who really was one of the gentlemen of the game. And as you know, Jim, I'm a big Mets fan, one of my heroes when I was growing up.
When I look at the class that I'm going in with, I mean, I had the chance to pitch to Minnie Minoso. You know, I knew what a great personality Minnie was. I got to know Gil a little bit, only as a manager, but certainly as a kid, collecting his baseball card, knowing of his great career with the Dodgers. Why I'm really happy for him and for his widow at this stage to be going in.
Well, we're all proud of you. We're all glad that a well-deserved honor has finally come to you. What's your happiest moment in baseball?
I would say it was when Bruce Sutter threw strike three past Gorman Thomas. That was the last out of the seventh game of the 1982 World Series. I had the record of the longest period of time between World Series appearances, 1965, 1982. And that topped them all. Right behind it was Pete Rose's pitching coach when he broke Ty Cobb's record in 1985. So I didn't play in either one of those games, but they were really my top thrills.
Most importantly, how's your golf game?
It could always be better. And like I tell guys that now at age 83, when they say, how did you play? I said, never ask a person over 80 how they played. Just ask them, did they play? And I enjoy playing every day as I can, and I enjoy the challenge of the game. When I was age 75, I did something freaky. I learned to play the game right-handed. They didn't have left-hand equipment. I'm a natural left-hander. And then at age 75, in the same week, I actually shot my age both left and right. Those days are in my rear-view mirror. My game has deteriorated since then.
It's just a pleasure to talk to you as always. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Dr. Petrolak, and the same to you. Always good to see you and talk to you.
And if I may jump in here for just a second to add something, Jim is much too modest to talk about his statistics and his Hall of Fame credentials, but over the course of multiple generations, he has been one great citizen of the game as a player, as a coach, as a broadcaster, and as a friend and mentor to too many people within the game to keep track of. It has been my pleasure to be his broadcast partner for many years now on the Major League Baseball Network. He has reached the status of 8-decade man since he broke in with the Washington Senators in 1959 and continues into the 2020s as a broadcaster, and that's an uninterrupted run. More than 280 lifetime victories, 3 20-victory seasons, 16 consecutive Gold Gloves. Cumulatively, that earns him his spot in Cooperstown. And like so many of his friends, I couldn't be more delighted for my good friend and Hall of Famer, Jim Kaat.
Hi, I'm Greg Olson, former Rookie of the Year and Major League veteran. I'm here to talk to you about Fans for the Cure's annual summer road trip. Thanks to the generosity of our partners at Academy Bus, we're scheduled to roll into more ballparks and communities than ever before. Our goal is to continue convincing men to go to the doctor and keep up with cancer screenings, especially the PSA, the test that helped my doctors diagnose my prostate cancer in an early and treatable stage. I know a little bit about the minor leagues, having pitched in the Southern League, the Carolina League, the American Association, the International League, the Pacific Coast League, and the California League. That's almost as many leagues and ballparks as Fans for the Cure will visit with its awareness and educational scoreboard videos and on-site prostate cancer screening events during the 2022 season. Thanks for being with us tonight. Best wishes from my family to yours. Here's to the happiest of holidays and a safe and healthy new year.
Hi, I'm Steve Garvey, and I'm a prostate cancer survivor. But every year, 250,000 men are diagnosed with prostate cancer, and sadly, 35,000 or more die as it spreads to bones and vital organs. I'm saved because of early detection.
That's right, Steve. And besides being the #2 cancer killer of men, prostate cancer strikes Black men at double the rate of the overall male population. We cannot allow this to continue.
Come on, guys. Stay in the game. For your family's sake, for your friends' sake, and for your sake.
Please, Men, go to the doctor and have a discussion about prostate cancer. Early detection leads to the best outcomes. To learn more, go to fansforthecure.org. And thank you.
We started the Women's Support Group for spouses, partners, and caregivers of patients with prostate cancer to be a safe and comfortable place for us to talk about our feelings and our experiences. We at Fans for the Cure understand that prostate cancer is a type of cancer that really affects marital relationships and intimate relationships. And sometimes, as women, we need a place to talk about what we're experiencing, what we're feeling, and also to get our questions answered. So we'll bring in some expert speakers to answer our questions we may not feel comfortable asking our spouses, or asking the doctor in front of our spouses, or maybe they were asked but we didn't feel like we got enough information, or that we feel comfortable with the information that we got. So we will bring people in that can discuss it with us and help us through this. This journey is a tough one for all of us, not only the patients, but also the spouses and partners. We meet every other Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. So bring a cup of coffee, bring a cup of tea, hot chocolate, a glass of wine, a snack, and we'll sit and we'll talk about our experiences and what we are going through. Looking forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks so much, Karen. For how he makes us laugh, for how he makes us cry, and for how he makes this world a better place, Fans for the Cure is honoring ESPN broadcasting legend Dick Vitale as our Person of the Year for 2021. His work on behalf of the V Foundation for Cancer Research has always been genuine, sincere, tireless, and highly successful for the charity. But his online account of his current cancer journey has been an inspiration to all of us who have ever had to drag ourselves to another 7 a.m. radiation treatment, or, as in Dick's case, attach himself or herself for the day to a bag of chemotherapy and brace for the side effects. As viewers, our bond with Dick Vitale has always been an emotional one rather than based on X's and O's. And his journey with cancer has been no different. But rather than putting the spotlight on himself, his posts and photos have been about putting in the work, about humanizing the fight against cancer for all of us. A message of, if the old man can do it, so can you. Please take a minute to watch the inspirational video that Dick sent along to us.
Hi everybody, Dick Vitale. Hey, my motivational tip of the day. You can't just dream about success. Oh, and dream. It's nice to dream, but make the dream a reality. And the only way it becomes a reality is through perspiration. What's that saying? A genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. The more that one perspires, you've heard me talk about this, the more of a genius you're going to become. It's all about your work ethic. It's all about your desire, and it's all about your drive. If you have that and you don't have that quitter's attitude, remember the saying, a quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. Bottom line is, you're not a quitter. I know you're not. You're going to fight on and make sure that your dreams become a reality because you're going to work and make it happen.
Thank you, Dick Vitale, for everything.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings his love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the middle we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other children knock him down. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. In the middle, we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, "Are you married?" We'll say, "No, man, but you can do the job when you're in town." Later on, we'll perspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made. Walking in a winter wonderland. Yes, walking in a winter wonderland. Oh, we'll be walking in a winter wonderland.
Thanks again, Paul. That never gets old, but I sure do. I'd be remiss if I forgot to mention birthdays from our dear friends Lefty, Steve Carlton, two of the Bee Gees, and Ed Randall's old babysitter, Connie Mack. And to paraphrase the great Yogi Berra, a big thank you to everyone who made tonight necessary. And that includes Jersey Steve DeGroot and our good friends at Dutch Productions, and to our pals Hall of Famer Jim Cott, National Collegiate Baseball Hall of Famer Greg Olson, and Urology Hall of Fame doctors Dan Petrolak and Jim McKernan. Thank you for sharing your time and your passion with our charity tonight. Thank you.
We also want to thank our sponsors, including Academy Bus, Cancer Health, Paul Spitula and Dr. Deborah Lynch, Steve Danhauser, and Flashback Sports with Gil Cosenza and Dave Grafstein.
And Ed, lest we forget our favorite glucose monitor pitchman, the incomparable Richard Kind. And I would just like to thank you for being so kind as to allow me to be part of this year's extravaganza. As soon as I log off, I'm putting it at the very top of my LinkedIn page. That is, if I had a LinkedIn page or an Instagram account or TikTok or Facebook or Twitter or any of those things. Nonetheless, it has been an incredible experience to share some portion of a screen that I don't understand with someone decked out in such impressive holiday garb. And so, to you, to Steve, and to everybody here, the merriest of Christmases and the happiest of New Year's.
Bob, we're thrilled to have you. Thank you so
Thanks,
much
Bobby.
for being with us.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Ed. And now to take us home, we're going to go back to John Pizzarelli for Irving Berlin's 1940 Christmas classic. Take it away, John.
Okay, let's see if we can get everybody singing along on this one. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten, where the treetops glisten, and children listen, and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry, may your days Christmases be white.